Hi fans of high quality entertainment. This is my second video doing this because I did my top 10 favorite albums from 1973, and I even said in the video, you know, I might miss one or two, and of course I did, and they're ones that need to be in the top 10. One of them, I went to my bedroom there, and the one CD was on my bed because I had picked it out to do for the video and then forgot about it. So anyway, this idea is from Glenn Kellaway from the Basement. He did a live chat last night. 50th anniversary for records from obviously 1973, top 10. And I was going to be part of the live chat, and then I just, had some pains, so I couldn't make it, but I had done the list, so I wanted to do this video. So please check out Glenn Kellaway from the Basement's channel. He does a live chat every Tuesday. And also Rich Strickler. This Friday coming up, Glenn is going to be reviewing Paul Weller's Stanley Road that I gave him. So if you enjoy the CD exchanges, the link will be in my pinned comment to subscribe to both channels. So, because I forgot 2 CDs, and I think that's about it, I had to take 2 out of the list, and they were, sadly, David Bowie's Aladdin Sane, still a great album, and it's a 10 out of 10, and Paul McCartney's Band on the Run, definitely a 10 out of 10, but not in my top 10. And other albums that didn't make my top 10, but they're still great albums. Just for me personally, I have other favorites than these. They include Led Zeppelin's Houses of the Holy, The Who's Quadrophenia, The Rolling Stones' Goat's Head Soup, very underrated, Grand Funk's We're an American Band, John Lennon's Mind Games, the Ringo Starr album self-titled, Genesis' Selling England by the Pound, Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Golden Earring Moontan, and Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery, and the Queen debut. Not in my top 10, but still all of them are great albums. So I was thinking, should this include live albums? And I decided, yes, this will include live albums. So number 10, one of my all-time favorite live albums, Genesis Live. Of course, the only thing about this is I wish it was a double album and they included Supper's Ready, because that that photo is from them performing Supper's Ready. So I don't know. It would be nice if they expanded this at some point. But yeah, Watcher of the Skies, Get 'Em Out by Friday, The Return of the Giant Hogweed, Musical Box, and of course The Knife, one of my all-time favorite live songs. The studio version is great too. So that's number 10. Number 9 is Sparks, a woofer in tweeter's clothing. First time I heard this, it was after buying Kimono My House and Propaganda. So then, yeah, I bought their first 2 albums, Sparks and A Woofer in Tweeter's Clothing, and they were so different. I like Sparks on the first listen, but this one, I hate it. It took me a few listens to really get it, and I love this now. It's a 10 out of 10 for sure, with one of my favorite songs, Whippings and Apologies. Number 8, Frank Zappa, Overnight Sensations. Love this album. Yeah, Camarillo Brillo, I'm the Slime, Dirty Love, 50-50, which features one of my all-time favorite guitar solos, and I love the electric violin solo on that track too. Zombie Woof, Dynamo Hum is not my favorite, but it's still good. And then ending with the classic Montana. Overnight Sensation at number 7. Now, one of the 2 CDs I forgot in the first video I made was Remember, which I forgot. That's right, Remember the Future by Nectar. And I have their first album now, Journey to the Center of the Eye and Recycled. I love those 2 albums too. But for 1973, this is in 7th spot. It is excellent. If you like prog rock, you should love this album. Number 6, Lou Reed, Berlin. Definitely a very atmospheric, kind of depressing album. I love side 2. I love side 2 more than side 1, but side 1 is still great. But side 2 is one of my favorite sides of albums ever, especially with the bed and sad song. And so yeah, number 6, Lou Reed, Berlin. Number 5 is the other album that I totally forgot about. It is Black Sabbath, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Featuring a national acrobat, which features one of my favorite guitar riffs, the one that goes do 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 do. I love that. And of course, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, great vocals by Ozzy. Yeah, it's just amazing. Number 5. Number 4, if you love guitar, if you love lots of great guitar solos, and you haven't heard this, you must. It is Blue Oyster Cult, Tyranny and Mutation, their second album. Highly recommended you check it out. Now, sadly, Paul McCartney didn't make the list with Band on the Run, but he did make the list with Red Rose Speedway. That's right. And until about maybe 5 years ago, this wouldn't have even been in my top 100 list. But, you know, I never gave it the proper listens when I was younger for, you know, critics and everything, and just thinking it wasn't that great of an album, and I was influenced, right? And then I finally did really listen to it when it was remastered. I originally bought just the deluxe 2 or 3 disc set, and then that's when I fell in love with this album, and I ended up buying the box set a couple years ago. So that's number 3. Number 2 is one of the notorious albums that's difficult to get into. But once you do, it's kind of similar to Captain Beefheart's Throat Mask Replica, also a double album. But this took me quite a few years. You know, I play it off and on. It was before I was a big Yes fan, but, you know, in the last few years, it's become probably my favorite album of Yes's, Tales from Topographic Oceans. And Scott from the Prog Corner is not going to be happy that it's number 2, because I know he considers this the greatest album of all time, and I can't blame him. It is, you know, kind of padded. It has its ups and downs, but the highs are way up here. Every time I play this, I listen to all 4 sides. So I love this. It's number 2. So some of you are going to be kind of surprised at my number 1. You're not going to be happy. It is The Shag's Philosophy of the World. I just joking. It was funnier in the first video. This didn't even come out in 1973. Yeah, number 1 for me. I know it's, you know, it's overplayed and everything, but every time I do play it, I never get tired of hearing it, is Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, a very emotional album. I think it's the greatest concept album of all time, and I think it would be in the top 10 greatest albums of all time. And supposedly there is a 50th box set coming out in March. So yeah, Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon is number 1. And I would love your thoughts in the comment section below. And please remember to subscribe to Glenn and Rich's channel. And very interested to see what Glenn thinks of Paul Weller's Stanley Road this Friday. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.